So in order to do your analysis, you want to create and save an Excel file to your computer. Do not save it to the cloud. You got to learn how to save something to your computer. Um, this is you've got to figure that out. You can ask ChatGPT like how to save a file to your computer. You're going to have to figure that out. That is going to be step number one for you all. For me, I have Excel on my computer, so I save the files to my computer, not the cloud. You're going to want to figure that out. But you want to create an Excel file with two columns, pre and post. And you put your data in for your DV here and here. Now, if you have more data than this, you need to consolidate it to one number per participant. I will say, when you're running a real study, you want to keep complete records of your data, but you have that. You have all your sheets, you have everything, but you want to do your analysis, you want to condense each participant's data to one number for the precondition and one number for the postcondition. Measure, do something, measures. You got two measures being represented. This row represents participant 1, so I'm just going to say participants. 1, 2, 3, 4, just so you know. Or A, B, C, D, so you know. Essentially, this is... You're going to want to have a file of this because sometimes Jamovi crashes, sometimes you lose your data. So if you don't save the file and have to redo it, like... I'm warning you that might happen. So save this file. Mine is a simple file save as. But if you're on something that doesn't look like this, you're on a cloud version of Excel and should really go ahead and figure out. I'm going to create a tab here for us. Oh, no. We're going to go create a new tab here for us. And on this one, I'm going to go office.com. You're going to be asked to log in under your Regis account. If you are using a computer, a PC, or a Mac, you will see the same thing. When you click apps, you will see install apps, and you will be able to download these to your computer. If you don't see this, you're working on an iPad or a Chromebook, and you won't see this option. But this is how you get all the Microsoft apps on your computer for free from Regis. Log in with your Regis account and ID, and you will be able to get Excel. Now, if you were using Excel on this, I'm just going to click Excel. I don't use the online stuff. I got to sign in, it looks like. Sure. It's making me do things. I'm in my Excel file. Now I have to do this, all this stuff that's no fun. I'm doing things and it lets me in. Create a blank workbook. Right? To save this as a file, you have to do, eventually, you have to do file, create a copy, download a copy. And you're going to want to download this to your downloads file, which what mine automatically does. But, you know, I'm just showing you, like, these are the two things I want you to be able to do. You're going to want that file somewhere on your computer. Now we're at Jamovi, and you want to go to the Jamovi desktop and install your Jamovi Jet desktop. You want to use Current. Seems like it's a good call. Current is not the good call. It's Solid is the best call. We might be using different versions. It's not the end of the world. I want you to actually download the program on your computer. You will be using it for the full year. It is free. It's easy to use. All right. So I'm just saying all of these things for us. That gives us all the software we need. I'm going to go back to my Excel file. I'm going to go ahead, File, Save As. I'm going to go, I might as well, Data, Experiment 1, Data, wherever you want to save it. I'm going to just put it in Downloads so I know where it is right now. I'm going to open up my Jamovi program. You should know how to open up a Jamovi program, but I'm just going to go ahead and create a new new Jamovi data file for us to see. And open, I'm going to browse to my downloads. I'm going to browse to my file. And when I do that, my file uploads. Now there's a few things I want to change here. I want to make sure that this is continuous. So I double clicked and got this little menu. Double click post, claims that to continuous. Now I told you all the analysis were easy. They are easy. We are going to do a paired samples t-test is appropriate analysis for a pre-post design. So t-test. If you're not in analysis, click analysis. T-test. Paired samples t-test. Pre-post. Oh, my data was too good. For the sake of this, we'll just do that. Okay, so my data was too good. If you get something like that, just ask me. I will. You don't have to do what I did. I'm doing this for illustration purposes. I made up my data. Analyses, t-test, paired samples, t-test. I'm going to put in the other way, post and pre. So you can see it runs and it gives us the p-value automatically. The only difference is the statistic, right? If I predicted my pre was larger than my post, then my data would be out of line with my hypothesis. If I predicted that my post was larger than my pre, then my data is in line with my hypothesis. You have to choose only one of these. And for me, I predicted that my post would be larger than my pre, so I want to use the second analysis only. Now, I'm just showing you that to make sure you're thinking about the direction. What did you predict? Did you predict your post measurement would be larger than your pre? Do it like this. If you predict the other way, do it the other way. Now, all I have to do is click my effect size and 95% confidence intervals, and I can see a few things. My p-value. P is greater than 0.05. My science didn't cross that threshold. I know nothing. Cohen's d. That's a large Cohen's d, with my 95% Cohen's d ranging from negative small to positive large. So that's how you do the analysis. That's all you have to do. It's not hard. Now, I'm going to show you, this is not the graph you can use for your poster, but it will show you that my post had a larger mean than my pre. Okay? But that's all you have to do. Now, sometimes we will want our mean, standard deviations, and standard errors, so we have to click our descriptives as well. So all we do for final refresher, t-test, we'll do it again, paired samples t-test. Right? Now I'm going to say, well, I expected my post to be larger than my pre. So I just click them in one at a time. Right? What do I need? My Cohen's d, my effect size, my confidence interval of my effect size, my descriptives, and my descriptive plots. The analysis is done. We want to use a program called Tableau. It is easier to use than anything else that we have, and it makes relatively simple and pretty graphs. So I think this is where we're going to start. You're going to want to click into Tableau for students. You're going to click Tableau for free. Once you type everything in, it's going to automatically allow you to download the app and start working, unless you have a iPad or a Chromebook. If you have those two, right, find somebody in the class who doesn't and use theirs. Come use one of my computers. If you have a Chromebook or an iPad, or you can use the cloud version, which I frankly don't know how to use, but there is a free public version of Tableau. Tableau cloud version. We'll see what it is. Tableau cloud. There is like free ones that you can use. You can try it out. I don't know all the details here, but just you're going to want to get this program. Okay? Now, we're just talking about our analyses here right now. We're going to want to go ahead and look at our data file, and I'm going to actually reassign it. I'm going to actually recreate it here. So I'm going to create a column of pre. I need to do this for Tableau, otherwise it just doesn't look right. So I'm creating a column of pre and post. I have 4 scores each. Those are my pre's. Those are my posts. This is my DV, right? So mine was empathy intervention, and my DV was treatment, based on the example I was using in the book. So now I'm going to take this. I'm going to actually go ahead, create a new file, copy and paste that, because this will make my life easier on Tableau. So file, save as, Tableau data. Let's get our Tableau program going. Once Tableau starts, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and upload that Excel file. So we want to connect to our Excel file. You have to know where you saved it. Mine is in downloads. I click that. And it's going to make my life easy here. I'm going to dismiss some things. Don't know why my emails have to show up, but that is fine. We're going to click on this sheet 1. We're going to start off by creating a bar graph. And all I had to do to create my first bar graph, and there's one little issue, I'll describe it, was I pulled my IV name to my columns and my DV name to my rows. And then I'm going to go ahead and change this from sum to average, just like that. All right, so now this is a graph of my means. I want to go ahead and change the formatting. Generally, we don't want these cross lines for APA style formatting. So I clicked my rows, I clicked my grid lines to be none, and those little lines, they go away. Now this is a almost perfect bar graph, and I just want to write the effect of empathy on pain treatment, which is my effect of my IV on my DV. Now I want to put post second, and that looks great. And I like to, generally APA suggests use one color in this scenario, but I'm going to click off of formatting. I like colorful graphs, so I'm going to put my empathy IV on the color, drag it to the color icon there, and then I'm going to switch my colors. Oh, I'm going to switch the post one to be purple or pink. Which one do I like better? I like that. That's a pretty cool graph right there. So now I have a good bar graph that shows my relationship here. I want to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead down here and duplicate this graph. But I want to change it to a different type of graph, a whisker box plot. This shows the medians. So the other one was a graph of the means. This is a graph of the medians. And it's important to have both just so that the reviewers and the people reading your paper can see that the effect isn't due to what measure you used to illustrate the center of your data, but to show that it goes across multiple measures. Now, the thing about this that I don't like is it took my IV and it just put it down here. So I'm just going to drag it up to the columns box. And you're seeing that looks kind of weird because you have to click Analysis, Aggregate Measures. And now I have my box and whisker plot that shows the relationship between the medians, which is pretty nice. There's one more graph that I want to show that I think is the best for showing this type of data. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this sheet. I'm going to change my graph type to this type right here. And I did that same thing again with my IV. Now it went away. If you have that mistake, pull that IV to the columns, pull that IV to the colors, do it successfully, Click your analytics box, average with 95 CI. In the cell, make it so it will look just like this or something like this. This shows me my mean, my 95% confidence interval of the mean. So this is my mean and my estimate of the mean in the population, my mean and my estimate of the mean in the population. Now, I'm going to do one more thing for you all. We're going to create a new dashboard, the second one right here. And I'm going to pull sheet 1 in here. I am going to drag the legend down here so you can see, and that's pretty big, but I'm going to actually put all 3 graphs on the same page here. I didn't like that last one. I'm actually going for this. I think this looks the best. And now we have our graphs for it. The one thing I've noticed is on the new one, like the way the new one saves images, it's different than mine. So just take a screenshot of this. This is your graph. And a screenshot is Command Control Shift F4 in a Mac machine. I do not know. In Windows machine, it's the snipping tool. Type in snipping tool to be able to get this pasted into a Word document. But we have done our analysis. We have done our graphs. And that's all you need to do. And look how beautiful and professional this looks. You're making professional, high-quality graphs in 10 minutes.